Hey y'all, it's Melissa. Welcome back to another webisode, another vlog of Confessions of an Aspiring Mom. This is Melissa, and I'm an infertility advocate, PCOS advocate, trying to conceive advocate, mommy of twins, mother of dragons, for all you Game of Thrones people. If you're interested in this content, again, I just want to go ahead and just throw it out there. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Confessions of an Aspiring Mom. I'm actually going to talk about the long-awaited birth story. If you don't know me or haven't followed my journey, I'm a mommy of twin girls. They're 9 months old as of now. And I went through infertility for several years. Went through IUIs, IVF. We did a single embryo transfer at the end of 2017, December 2017, right before New Year's, and ended up finding out at the 6-week appointment that that single embryo split into identical twins. Wow. Gender reveal back in March 2018 revealed that it was girls, and then the girls were very, 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 very much loved and long awaited for. So let's get to it. I was high risk. So I was seeing an OBGYN and also a maternal fetal medicine doctor. At 20 weeks, I was put on bed rest at home, 23 weeks in the hospital for 6 weeks due to a short or incompetent cervix. Went home at 29 weeks, and 6 weeks later at my 34-week and some change appointment, we kind of noticed that I was done physically. I just couldn't take it anymore. It was just really hard on my body. I have a very small frame, short stature. And so my doctor recommended, and he saw that the girls were kind of like slowing down in growth, not like dangerously or like highly concerning, but they just reached a point where it was time to come out. They call it IUGR, intrauterine growth restriction. So that was August, I don't know, what is it? August something, 13th, something like that. Yeah, August 13th. And so I went to my pre-op appointment. We kind of scrambled because I had my C-section scheduled for exactly 36 weeks. So I had another 8 days, but he had the final call and moved it up 5 days early. And I found out that I was going to give birth in 3 days. On that Thursday, the 16th. So we just basically told our immediate family and friends only. Pretty much starting off, I never secured a due date with like the general public. At first I used to just say September, which was the full 9-10 months, but I knew it would be August because I knew they wouldn't go past like 37 weeks. But I never actually said the due date. As I got closer, I was like, oh, around August, sometime in August, because I didn't know. It was really playing it by ear at that point. If you do see me looking kind of up in a way, it's because I have my notes of what's going on or what I need to remember, because it's been 9 months. It's been quite some time. Oh, this is Journey the giraffe. The girls are rainbow babies, so I did have a miscarriage, and we didn't know the gender of that child because it was only about 9 weeks along that I had a miscarriage, and I named that child Journey. I felt that name was kind of like gender neutral, and it was my journey through infertility to get that child. And so this is Journey the giraffe with the long neck who just watches over them, just like their sibling in heaven would be. So, and this is their room. I do have a video regarding their room, a nursery tour if you'd like to check out. I'll link that in the bio for you as well, in the description. So we did my pre-op appointment the day before the scheduled C-section. And it was a C-section by choice. I knew that off the bat I would have a C-section. Not that I didn't care to have a vaginal birth. It's just I knew that my practice that I was going to, if the babies were breached, that is automatic C-section, and I was comfortable with that. I knowingly was okay with that. If I wanted to go to another practice and find another physician who would deliver breech, I would have done that, but I just didn't want to. I was really, really comfortable with my OBGYNs and the practice, so I had no problem with that. So we went to that appointment. We were there for quite some time, a couple hours. And next thing you know, it was, I want to say probably like 6 p.m. that we got home that Wednesday night, just trying to prep everything. We knew the girls would be in the NICUs because the girls were estimated to be about 4 pounds. And I had an ultrasound that day. It was an estimated 4 pounds, and baby B was breached as usual. She was the one who flipped and did all over the place in the womb. Baby A was always head down ever since like 8 weeks. She made it flip like one time, but she was always in the birth canal ready to go. So woke up that night before. I had they gave me like a special bath soap, I guess a surgical bath soap, and I had to take a shower that morning and that night, and then fasting basically starting at, if it wasn't 10 p.m. it was probably midnight that I was fasting, and then I could have water up until a certain point. I was supposed to arrive by, I believe, 6:30, but I got there like 6:45 in the morning. We woke up at 4, headed down there. It was my mom, my mother-in-law, my dad. I want to say my sister-in-law was there for a brief amount of time. I know she had to, other matters to get to. I believe she had to go to work. And my husband. They weren't there just yet, but it was just me and my husband. They called me back, and then after that, they kind of just prep you, strip you down, make sure you have nothing on you, jewelry, rings, make sure you didn't have deodorant. I mean, like, nothing. Like you were coming out in that hospital gown as if it was the day you were born type of thing. And from there, I remember going back to the room. They're just basically going over questions, having me sign all those disclosures with my husband there. And then after that, it was just before 9 when they said, okay, it's about that time. We're going to go ahead and grab you. And they wheeled me off to the operating room, because when you have twins, you do have to deliver in the operating room, even if it's a vaginal birth. But just in case they have to do an emergency C-section, that you're already there and they're not wasting precious time trying to get you from labor and delivery to the operating room. So it was delivered there. It wasn't scary. I know they say like large bright lights or anything like that, but it wasn't. I mean, it was a lot of white and it was bright, but I mean, it was okay. The staff was amazing. There had to be at least 10 people in the room, and my favorite OBGYN was there to deliver me, so I was really, really happy. She was actually pregnant herself. She was 30 weeks, I believe. Yeah, she was like 4 weeks behind me. So she was there. At that point, I kind of had to hunch over so they can do the, I guess the spinal. I don't even remember what kind of epidural it was, but did that, put the needle in, no, put the numbing solution on, put the needle in. Like, they were very surprised at how calm I was. Like, I was in perfect peace. I was just so ready. I was ready to meet my daughters. I was ready to be a mother. I was in perfect peace. I really, really was. I did start to get anxious because I was like everyone was like, you know, they're talking, communicating to each other, talking to me. But in my head, I'm like, are they going to forget my husband? Like, hello? Like, he's like the other half of this, you know, equation. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. That's the only thing that was making me a little antsy, was not the procedure itself. Was just like, where's my husband? Like, are they going to forget him? But then all of a sudden he comes in and he's like the nervous one, and I was like, are you okay? He's just kind of like all over the place. It was so sweet. So sweet. After that, once they actually like laid me back down, put warmers on me, you know, the blood pressure equipment on me to make sure I was okay, and then started the medications, you know, I was like high as a kite. Like, when I say high, it's like high as a kite. Like, I could not, like, it took forever. Like, they took so much out of me to stay awake. I just wanted to sleep. I was just like, so whatever reason the video cut off, I don't know how. But anywho, I just wanted to sleep so bad. Like, oh my God, it's like all the exhaustion just came to me all at once because of the meds, the anesthesia, or whatever it was, epidural. And it's just like, yeah, I'm alert. And then they're like, okay, we're getting started. And then it had to be maybe like, it felt like, it's all kind of like a blur, but it felt like maybe a few minutes. And all of a sudden it was, I think getting to the baby is the easiest part. It's once the baby's out and they're trying to put you back together is probably the longer part. Because all of a sudden it was, okay, here's baby A. And I was just like, oh my God. And you see the crying, or you hear the crying, and you see the baby, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And you're just like, that's mine, that's mine. It's such an amazing feeling. But I was just so like, out of it. That is just like, I wish I could remember it. Of course, I'm going to do my absolute best to include pictures and video for you guys. So if you see like random pauses and breaks, I apologize. That's I'm trying to do my best so you guys can see and feel the experience. It was amazing. And the staff was the one who actually was able to capture all that for us. They were just like so like ready to be so accommodating to us. Super sweet. Everyone was super sweet. Just letting us know step by step what they were doing with each baby. And then that was at 9:48, and then all of a sudden, boom, baby B comes out, and you hear that cry, and you know, I was able to hold baby A, and then hubby held baby B, and they had a shot of us kind of holding them together.
It's okay, girls.
The nurses kept making us cry.
Back. It was amazing. And the crazy thing, I won't show it because I don't want it to be too graphic for anyone. But it was crazy how after baby A, who was Anastasia, after she came out, apparently baby B, Isabella, like literally kicked her way through. You could literally, there's a picture that they took of her feet bulging out inside of the sack, which was amazing to me. I could not believe it. Like, and I was not surprised because she was a mover, a fighter. She would not stay still in the womb. So I was not surprised that she was like, oh, it's time. This is what we're doing. Feet first, and I'm out. And it was, oh my gosh, it was so great. And I even heard them when they said it. It was amazing. It was amazing. They both came out 3 pounds, 15 ounces. I think Bella was 17 inches and Anna was 16 and a half inches. And they both weighed exactly the same. But, you know, everything's happening so fast that it's just like, it's always an estimate, you know what I mean? It's never exact science. It is what it is. So after that, you know, it took maybe like 20-30 minutes for them to like sew me back up. But once they did that, it was just like, I just wanted to make sure like my husband was there watching them. I didn't want him to leave the girls. It was like, you go with them anywhere they go and I'm good where I'm at. I have a whole team here, you be with them. Someone has to be with them. So that was a blur after all that happened. I just remember, I don't remember leaving the operating room, the OR. I just remember being in the recovery room and just trying to like stay awake enough to like know what's going on and be aware. And the biggest thing at that point, before I could actually go to my room, I don't know what I would call that, was making sure I could move my legs, because you're just so numb that you can't do anything. And I was having the hardest time. Like I would think it so hard. I'm like, move your leg, move it. But nothing was happening. It was so frustrating because I was just like, I just want to get to my room. And I was familiar with the hospital. It was the same hospital I was staying in for 6 weeks during my bed rest period. So I was like, I just want to get to my room. I want to get comfortable. I want to sleep, and I want to get ready to see my babies. So actually, after I was able to move my legs, they actually took me to the NICU, and I got to see them. And my face is so priceless. Insert picture. My face was priceless. I don't know who grabbed that picture. I don't know who caught that picture. I could not tell you who caught that picture. It had to be like the nursing staff. because when they wheeled me up and they were like, "Oh my gosh, are you the mommy of the twins?" And I was like, "Yes." And they're like, "Oh my God, they're so adorable." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." But when I looked at them, I was like, "Those aren't my babies." I'm like, "Whose kids are those?" They were so light, like, and I'm a brown girl. I'm like a caramel pecan tan. But they were, and I know all babies come out really light, but I was just like, it was to the point where I thought they were a whole nother race. That's how I was like, those aren't my kids. Like, I said it, and as y'all can see in that picture, it was like, huh? And then my mouth opened just like, huh? And I remember telling my husband this afterwards. The NICU specialist, the pediatrician, comes and he starts talking to me. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, your girl's da da da." And I'm just like, Luckily, they gave me like the bedpan, like the fan. Because it's like those meds start to hit you. Like, and he was just like in shock when that happened. It was epic. It was so epic. He just like, I guess he couldn't take it. I mean, I don't know what you see as a pediatrician in the NICU, but I guess he just could not stomach the fact that someone just like hurled in front of his face like that. And he was like, "Okay, bye." From there, I went off to my room. I was there with my mom, my dad, my mother-in-law, my husband. It was just a great feeling. They just wanted to make sure they saw me afterwards, make sure I was okay, how I was feeling. And then from there, I think they left and went to the NICU and then kind of went home from there. And then hubby was like in and out of the NICU. And I had to just basically lay there. I had to just try to sleep as much as I could to get my strength because they were not going to let me go back to the NICU until I could actually pick myself up and walk and start getting ready to walk and balance myself. It wasn't going to be perfect, but I honestly couldn't do it. It took me a long time. It took me hours, but I really had to like fake it till you make it. It was like 10 o'clock and they were like, "Okay, can you see the girls?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can see them." They're like, "Can you get up?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And in my head, I was like, "No, I can't." So I just had to just find that strength to just force myself to be able to walk. And when I got to the NICU, it was the best thing ever. I held Anna because she was the one closest to the recliner for me to sit, and they encourage skin to skin, and I encourage it if you can. It doesn't matter how many wires that baby or your baby has. I encourage you as mothers, as fathers. It's so important. Skin to skin, that's everything. I did skin to skin every time I was in the NICU. It was so important to me. I was in the hospital for 4 days. I took the full 96 hours that my insurance covered. I was in the hospital for 4 days, and then on day 4, my milk came in. And then the girls were in the NICU for a total of 14 days. And so after the first week in the NICU, they were able to put us in a twin suite. So I was able to actually kind of like move in temporarily, like move in for that last week while they were there, which was so important. It was so great. I got to spend time with them. I got to understand how to take care of them. I had no clue. I had no experience with children whatsoever. So it was amazing. And they were mainly in the NICU for feeding because they were 3 pounds, 15 ounces. And of course, you kind of drop that weight for a bit. And then they have to regain that and then learn how to feed. And I decided to be an exclusive pumper. If you wanted to hear about my breastfeeding and pumping journey, I'll also include that in my description. So there's more videos to come. If you'd like to have a video about like really how the NICU was for me, it's hard as a mother. It broke my heart to leave them when my stay was done. It was really difficult. I cried my eyes out. But if you want more information about what NICU life is like and what to expect and how to really get through that, just comment below and let me know what your birth story was like, if it was similar to mine or totally different, or if you had a C-section, or if you had a vaginal birth, if you had a VBAC. Just please like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear more about your stories. You'll be getting more videos from me soon, guys. I promise. It's so hard trying to get time like this. Like right now, I have the day off, so the girls are with grandma, and I'm just getting the house tidied and ready to go as best as I can. So this is like the perfect time to be, and I promised myself that whenever I was able to do the twin or the birth story, that I would do it in their room. That was so important to me. So like, comment, and subscribe. Confessions of an Inspiring Mom. It's Melissa. Until next time, guys.